Hello, internet friends. Welcome back once again. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Finally getting caught up with the video, finally getting caught up on the last couple of weeks of training. I've still been having a lot of my workouts be later in the day, and so kind of by the time I'm done, my motivation to actually get the video together and come up with things to talk about and things to share with you guys is a little bit less than just getting through the sessions. And I've also had a few things come up, some traveling with 2020, doing some different singing and gigs. And my best friend Adam came down with his wife Christina and their little son AJ for AJ's American citizenship. If any of you don't know, Adam is a professional football player up in Canada. He plays for the CFL, the BC Lions. And we wanted to make sure that AJ got some dual citizenship, so I got lots of love for the Canadians up there, but America needs to be represented too. And one of the awesome things that happened when Adam was down here is he is very knowledgeable about body position, about movement, about optimizing your positions to improve performance for athleticism, for a lot of different things. Usually he works with movement athletes. Obviously powerlifting is a little bit restricted in that sense, but he and I still worked on some things, the idea of improving my mobility, because as you guys know from the last video, I have been struggling a little bit with my training recently, just in the preparation and a lack of focus in what I've been doing to get ready for these sessions. And that's been carrying through. As the work gets tougher, you have to do more to get better. You have to improve your process consistently to keep up with the demands that you're putting on your body. And so one of the things that I have noticed was there was a break between the quality of my preparation and the quantity that I was doing. So I was doing more work and getting less out of it, because there was a lack of focus and intentionality in my approach. And people will ask me sometimes what kind of mobility work you do, or how much mobility should I be doing? And my answer for them has always been, you have to do as much as you have to do. If you can hit all of your positions ideally throughout the lifts that you're doing, throughout the things that you're trying to improve on, with minimal mobility, then you don't need to do more than that. But if you are unable to hit the basic positions, if you're unable to hit depth in a squat, if you're unable to get yourself in a good position for a deadlift, or continue to improve your bench press due to a lack of, if there's impingements or things that are kind of running into each other, you have to do more than you're doing. And if that means that you're a person who does 3 hours a day of mobility, but you're still not able to do that, you have to either improve your process or you have to add more. And I was getting to the point where I was just adding more things, but I was not improving the process. And Adam and I worked on that pretty intensively in the couple of days he was here. It was really awesome to see him and the family, and it was really helpful for me to kind of have someone else really take an in-depth look on what I was doing and help me to refine that process a bit. So love you, brother. Thank you so much for the help you gave. And you might see that in some of the later clips here. But basically what was happening is I was doing a lot of passive mobilizing. I was doing some rolling that was, sometimes I'd get distracted, or I would start rolling with some intentionality, but I would not really be paying attention to what I was doing. I wasn't focusing on contract, relax. I was just kind of doing too much just general work overall. And what we really did is we came up with more of a systematized method to say, okay, here's how we're going to start. Here we're addressing some of our specific points of impingement, points of the struggles and the breakdowns, and preparing more adequately in those. And again, things like fixing my sleep schedule, being more intentional about my meal timing, and just being better prepared through a qualitative approach for the technique. And you notice all these changes are not actually happening in the session, because a lot of people think, oh, well, when the work gets harder, you just have to work harder. If you're already giving your best, it's really difficult to give more in the gym. It's really difficult to give more when you're actually practicing for the pursuit that you have. Where a lot of the improvement can be made is in the time that you're spending away from that, and the time that you're out of the gym, and the time that you're resting, and the time that you're not allowing yourself to de-stress, or you're not allowing yourself to prepare for the intentional practice of your craft. And so that was something that I've been working on a lot, and I think I've seen some improvements already, and I'm really excited moving forward to be back on track with that. Along the same vein, I'm hoping to get back to more consistent. I always say this, and I probably shouldn't because it sets me up for being dishonest with people on accident just by not knowing myself. But I really do want to get back to more frequent uploads. I really enjoy this. Sometimes what happens is I feel like I get a little bit overwhelmed with how far behind I get. So that's why this video is as long as it is and has as much clips, because I just didn't want to. I didn't want to prepare a bunch of different videos and feel like they're all unfinished. I wanted to do one video, get completely caught up, and be back on track. And so that's what we're looking for here. In terms of the training that you're seeing, it's been the last couple of weeks. The bench press, like a general overview of how things have been going. My squat continues to be kind of the difficult part. It continues to be the thing that is the most challenged right now, with a combination of the volumes, the loadings, and my lack of preparation, which is getting better now. But hitting certain positions has been a struggle. I've been getting a lot of built up tension in my hips, and struggling to find adequate recovery and mobilization to stay, to be in a position where I can stay tight enough in the squat that I can put force on the bar and be safe and not just drop to the bottom, but also be mobilized enough to make it down there and then be stable in those positions. And because mobility without stability is a way to get hurt. If you're able to squat all the way down to the floor, but you can't have strong brace and lots of ability to contract and not just be completely lacking your stability at the bottom, you're going to get hurt in a squat. And so that's something that's been a challenge for me, but I've been working on it. And that's one of the big areas that I think Adam helping out with some of this mobilization and the intention of the prep is going to come through really effectively in the coming weeks. Deadlift has been going a lot better than it has in the past few weeks, mostly because I've I've been a little bit more chilled out with my top sets and not pushed as much. And in the past I found that my best progress in the deadlift usually comes when I'm training with submaximal weights and focusing really hard on positioning and not worrying so much about the top end, because I know it'll be there once I've deloaded the fatigue and once I've kind of allowed the fitness to come back up and not be so overwhelmed. Also, something that I talked to Eric and Hanny about was the addition again of these pause deadlifts. Anytime in my lifting history that I have added pause deadlifts in, I have seen my deadlift improve. My overall strength has gone up. Anytime that I've taken them out, even for something else, my deadlift tends to stagnate and even regress at times. And I was feeling like my positions in the conventional deads that we had me doing were just not. They were teaching me bad habits for my back position. My technique was just not ideal for the loading that we were working with, and I would prefer to work with my pause deadlifts anyway, because that's a lot closer to the carryover that I'm looking for, and it doesn't have as many bad habits that I would be reintroducing to myself. I'm not saying that conventional deadlifts don't have a place in someone's programming. I'm not saying that they're not worth it, even to someone like myself who does sumo deadlifts. The problem I was having was that I was having severe technique breakdown well before the weights were actually challenging. So I could do weights, for 5 or 6 more reps after I had significant technique breakdown and was ingraining bad habits. And I just wanted to remove that and also allow myself to work more on the good habits of solid positioning and consistency through my lifting that the pause deads tend to do for me. So those are on the way up. You're going to see a 705 pull on the stiff bar here in a couple of clips from now that I was feeling pretty good about. Bench pressing's been going really well. We've taken a very conservative approach this training block and slowly adding weight with a lot of volume, and I have a little bit of freedom. Here's Adam hitting a 315 bench. He benched maybe once in the last 6 months or something, so just coming in and being able to do that, I think it's pretty good for him. He definitely is not a strength athlete. He is a movement athlete, and it's crazy when you see him on the football field, what he's able to do and how he's able to play. But when it comes to the static strength, that's where I still get to lord that over him a little bit, and then he beats me up in the mobility sessions. So anyway, going back to the bench press that I was talking about, one of the things that I have really noticed is that when I have the freedom for some RPE sets, when Eric and Hanny give me a little bit of freedom saying, okay, you're going to do a top set in these back offs, if I do my back off work first, both on the bench press and on the squats, I tend to make better decisions training wise when I do the top set afterwards, because I get kind of pre-fatigued, and it helps me to make more intelligent jumps up to those top sets. And usually it ends up paying off. You're going to see here that the last clip of this is going to be a 365 press, where the press was easy. I just, for some reason, got a little bit misgrooved. But the idea that I can hit a 365 single with this breakdown that you're going to see right there, with the arm just forgot to push after all of the other work, is a good sign. It kind of makes me feel like when I get to the meet that I will have a better time, and I won't get to my third attempt and be totally blown out, because I'm used to taking my heavy lift after 7 working sets or 5 working sets, or something along those lines throughout the different lifts. So that's kind of what's been going on. There's the catch up, I guess, if you will. And we are all cut up now, so I will definitely have a video out. I'm going to have a video out Wednesday again, so we're going to keep on this train, and on the all group my day 1 and day 2, and then my days 3 through 5 in 2 videos, and I will make it a personal goal of mine to get those out the day after I've completed the workouts, and just get myself back on a schedule. I need that structure in my life, or else I give myself a little bit too much slack. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for joining me. I hope you're all having a great day wherever you are, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Have a good night.